Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flat Thunder channel. My name's Andy, and this is my 843 Bobcat. We're going to pick it up here from Dad's house. He's been storing it in the garage since we used it here last. And we're going to take it back to the house. First step, inflating those leaky tires. That way we don't pop a tire off of the rim trying to load it on the trailer. Here we go. We got the tires all pumped up. I think I still hear that one leaking. It's got some plugs in it and maybe a leaky valve. Gonna have to get that fixed someday in the future and or buy some nice solid rubber tires. That would be the ticket. I also need to get a new cap for the hydraulic fluid reservoir. Never had one since we've owned it. And we are low on hydraulic fluid like usual because she's a leaker. Got a lot more leaks to button up on this little girl. Gotta figure out where it's coming out of. So I'll drag the bucket around here and we'll top this girl off. This is my hand dandy 5-gallon pail pump. This thing's awesome. Especially for this, you don't have to get out a funnel and spill it everywhere. Oh yeah, good and full. Alright, let's get back in the engine bay, check the engine oil. Obviously not really high on the priority list because I haven't fixed it yet. Need to fix this rear door latch. Somebody welded in a very poorly bolt because obviously the old one was broken. I've just been using my old pile the vice grips to hold it shut because we needed it. So, gotta fix this too. That's good. She's right in between the full and add mark. Alright, we got the tires inflated, checked the engine oil, and we checked the hydraulic fluid. We got the trailer up front. We're gonna get ready to load this old girl up on the trailer. One thing that's always very important is to lower your front jacks in your trailer. That way your suspension on your truck isn't loaded goofy when you're bringing the piece of equipment up and down the ramp. Probably technically should block the trailer. I never usually do that because it's always hooked to the truck. The truck is in park, and I also lower the jacks. The safe thing to do would be to block the trailer tires as well. When you're loading a piece of equipment, you want to make sure the deck of your trailer is nice and level and flush with the ground. You don't want to be sitting at some canted angle, some weird oddball angle. Now this isn't 100% perfect because we had to kind of park in this uneven area just so we had enough room to load this, but I did lower the jacks with one leg longer than the other one to kind of correct the unevenness. Before that the trailer was like this, pretty hard. Now she's relatively level, and I know that the skid loader isn't going to slide off the side of it. More so important with like steel tracked vehicles, rubber tire vehicles can handle a little bit of an angle, but your best bet, let's keep it nice, flat, and parallel with the ground when loading. Let's tilt up this trailer deck, get this skid loader on here. up where I thought it should be, got out, raised the jacks, checked the rear suspension of the truck to see how the load was distributed from the trailer to the truck. The first go at it, I didn't think it had enough tongue weight, so we pulled her slightly head forward more. This is the first time I hauled this skid loader on this trailer by itself, so I don't know the exact placement. I think we're pretty good right there. All we gotta do is get our chain down and we're ready to rock and roll. You want to make sure you get yourself some high quality chain binders. These I just got last year. So far I've only used them a handful of times. This one still has the tag on it. Here's the part number if you're interested. Peerless brand. The thing that makes these unique is the handle folds and the ratcheting, so you don't have to mess around with camming over any more load binders. You just ratchet it where you want it to go. Need to drag the chains out here. I actually, since I purchased these, purchased them instead of 4, wanted to try them out. I really like them, really happy with them. I'm going to purchase a couple more, and with that I also need to get a couple more chains set up. I think I'm short 1 chain. We'll see how we pan out here. There's a hole in the main structure meant for hooking chains. Got the chain hooked in there. We're going to bring it out here, wrap it around one of the pipe spools, and then hook our chain binder up. Get the backside hooked up. Now unfortunately I knew I was 1 chain short. I was going to borrow one of Dad's heavier chains, but also I forgot one of the chains at home that I needed. Just turn that camera on, try to do something, you'll forget everything and have to do everything 2 times. Luckily Dad had 2 extra chains. This one's a little bit smaller than what I'd like, but the load test is just fine for this. I just prefer to use a 3/8 chain. Take your chain, hook her in this slot back here. You always have to hold both ends when you're adjusting this, because one end's left hand, one end's right thread. Looks like this one's off a little bit already, because these should be the exact same. There we go. Spooling it out so I have enough adjustment to tighten the chain. Alright, you perform that same procedure on each side. Cinch these down so the unit's nice and secure on the trailer, and we're ready to rock and roll. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to put something in the front bucket. You need to make sure all parts of the implement that can move are latched down. So we're going to run a couple straps across that and cinch it on each side. We also have the tire chains and the bucket of lube in the front there that we need to strap down. Got it all strapped down and bound down to the trailer. We're ready to drive down the road. We got the bucket latched down. I really would like that to be a chain connection. I'm short on a chain binder and a couple chains, so we're going to upgrade the hauling gear here with a couple more of our Peerless ratcheting chain binders and a couple more chains, and then we'll have everything we need. Right now the strap, I put some edge protectors on there. That should facilitate everything we need. You just want to make sure that bucket isn't allowed to move up or down or go anywhere. So I'll take you around and show you a little bit better look of the setup. As I mentioned, you got the strap with these are some scrap pieces, I forget what they're from, but edge protectors I keep for my straps. That's also containing the buckets full of chain and oil that's inside of the material handling bucket. Got a chain binder here. Take your excess chain, wrap it around it so it can't loosen, and hook the end of the hook on the chain. Here, this is a little extra just because that stupid latch is broken and we're relying on vice grips. You don't want that door kicking open while you're going down the road, so I put this on here as a safety. Got a rear chain binder, again with the chain hooked up here. I'd like this to be thicker chain, but this will suffice. It's just a little bit smaller than I would like to use. Bobcat. Got a chain over here, chain hook, front chain binder, and then of course our strap going across the bucket. Everything should be good to go. Right on. All right, we made it home, no problem. We only went maybe 15 miles or so, about 20-minute ride. Everything's the way it should be. One thing to keep in mind is you want to watch the condition of the tires. If the tires were to deflate when this is clamped down, your binders are going to get loose. Those are all still pretty solid, but if for say you're driving a long distance and or you had this on the trailer for quite a while after you bound it down, one of the tires goes flat, you might need to readjust one of your chain binders and tighten it up just a little bit. Make sure she stays put. Right now I'm going to time it, and I'm going to try to hustle to get this thing off the trailer as fast as possible just to see how long it actually takes. Here we go. We got the old 843 Bobcat back in the shop. I'm going to do a couple more repairs on that old girl, make her a little more user-friendly, and hopefully upgrade it with some new features and gadgets and gizmos. We'll see how that goes. Took right around 35 to 40 minutes by the time everything's all said and done. Got the trailer in the driveway, undid all the straps, chains, put everything away in the toolbox here, unloaded it, unhooked the truck. So right around 35 to 40 minutes. That's not too hateful, but you know, you put that into play anytime you're going to go do a small job somewhere. You got 35 to 40 minutes loading it, unloading it, loading it, unloading it.
The time adds up really fast because you got to obviously load it to take it to the job site, unload it at the job site, use it, load it, unload it back at home, and then put everything away. So that's why those small jobs, even though they don't take a whole lot of time, it takes a whole lot of time to get the equipment to the job site. Also, kind of why I left it at Dad's house since we used it last. Last time we used it was moving the barn at his place, and that's where it stayed. Drop down in the description section, I'll include a link to that video where we used the 843 to move around his, I believe it's 12 by 24. I could be wrong on that. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave your questions and comments in that section below, and don't forget to tickle that subscribe button on your way out. I gotta get out of here. I got a couple more things in the garage we've got to put away, and we got to tuck that 843 in bed for the night. Thanks for watching, everyone. Well, I think she missed the shot. She's already leaking on the floor. We got a whole lot of leaks to investigate and a whole lot of leaks to try to fix. Time to get the oil dry out.